Asia in 2026 still sparkles with the same breathtaking skylines and five-star hotels that made it a dream destination for Western travelers. Yet beneath the glossy exterior, many visitors quietly admit that something feels emotionally different this year. The first signs appear the moment travelers step into luxury hotel lobbies that once buzzed with excitement. Now those spaces feel quieter, more controlled, and strangely distant from the warm atmosphere they remember. Nothing looks worse. In fact, on the surface everything looks more impressive than ever. But the emotional pulse that defined Asian hospitality seems softer, calmer, and less personal than the golden years of travel. Western tourists describe a paradox that's hard to explain. The luxury is bigger, but the feeling is smaller. Bangkok's famous hospitality still delivers precision and efficiency, yet many travelers sense a shift in the rhythm of service. It feels more transactional and less intuitive, as though something invisible has changed in the connection between staff and guests. In Japan, tourists notice an increased reliance on automation, digital check-ins, and robotic systems. The perfection remains, but the human warmth has thinned in subtle ways they did not expect. Singapore's luxury scene remains fiercely polished, but Western guests describe an atmosphere that feels more structured and less emotionally receptive than before. The city is flawless, yet the warmth feels measured. Bali still offers paradise-like views and stunning resorts, but many returning visitors say the magic has become harder to touch. It's beautiful, but not quite the Bali they remember from years past. Travelers say the issue isn't the quality of the hotels or the design of the rooms. It's the emotional energy, the atmosphere that surrounds the experience. Part of the shift comes from the quiet pressure placed on tourism workers. Across the region, service staff are stretched thinner due to labor shortages, rising expectations, and the lingering exhaustion from the rapid return of global travel. This strain isn't always visible, but travelers feel it in the atmosphere. The smiles are there, but they're not as effortless as before. Another cause is the massive influence of social media on modern travel behavior. Destinations once appreciated for their authenticity are now curated for algorithm-friendly perfection. As a result, the luxury experience often feels like it's designed for the camera rather than the traveler. Beauty is everywhere, yet depth is harder to find. Western tourists admit they arrive with expectations shaped by viral hotel tours and influencer content. The gap between online fantasy and real-world atmosphere has never felt wider. This disconnect isn't the fault of the destinations themselves. It's the result of a global travel culture that rewards curated moments over genuine human connection. Asia's luxury hotels are responding by focusing on design upgrades and digital efficiency. But these improvements sometimes come at the cost of emotional richness. Travelers describe a new version of luxury emerging across Asia. It's quieter, more structured, and more focused on presentation than feeling. For some, this new style is refreshing, calm, orderly, and beautifully crafted. For others, it feels like something important has been lost. The emotional shift is subtle but unmistakable. Guests notice it in the way conversations feel rushed, how interactions feel scripted, and how service feels more standardized than intuitive. In cities like Hong Kong, luxury has become more about precision than personality. Western travelers enjoy the quality but miss the warmth. In Seoul, the rapid rise of global tourism has stretched the local hospitality industry. Efficiency has improved, yet the personal touch feels diluted. The transformation isn't negative, it's different. And different is something travelers feel immediately, even if they struggle to articulate it. Many describe the sensation as beautiful but disconnected. The visuals impress them, but the emotional impact is softer. This shift affects every part of the travel experience. Even in world-class destinations, tourists say they feel like observers rather than participants. The new generation of luxury in Asia is shaped by economic realities, labor dynamics, and changing cultural priorities. It's designed to be sustainable, structured, and less dependent on emotional performance. Travelers who understand this shift find their trips more meaningful. They adjust their expectations and discover a quieter, more introspective form of luxury. Those who don't expect the change sometimes leave feeling slightly disappointed. They expected fireworks and received soft candlelight instead. But candlelight has its own beauty. Travelers willing to slow down and look deeper often rediscover the emotional magic in smaller, more authentic moments. A gentle conversation with a local barista can feel more meaningful than a 5-star check-in. A simple street-side meal can feel more personal than a Michelin-star dining room. The truth is that Asia's luxury travel scene is evolving, not diminishing. It's moving toward a version of luxury that prioritizes calmness, intentionally, and emotional grounding. Western travelers who embrace this softer atmosphere find new value in the experience. They realize that luxury in 2026 is less about spectacle and more about presence. The destinations themselves are in transition. Bangkok, Bali, Tokyo, Seoul, and Singapore are redefining what it means to welcome the world. Travelers who visited these places a decade ago often feel nostalgic for what once was. Yet nostalgia can blind us to the beauty of what is. Asia is entering a thoughtful, refined stage of its travel identity. One where luxury is not loud but quietly confident. This change invites travelers to slow down and observe. It asks them to appreciate emotional subtleties rather than dramatic gestures. The warmth is still there, but it's found in smaller, more personal interactions. Travelers who look for these moments discover a deeper form of connection. Luxury today is not about extravagance. It's about authenticity. To experience Asia's new luxury, travelers must adjust their expectations. Those who arrive seeking emotional resonance rather than perfection find exactly what they're looking for. The shift in atmosphere is an invitation to travel differently. Not with a checklist, but with curiosity. Travelers who embrace the quieter energy in 2026 are rewarded with moments that feel more intimate than ever. A rooftop sunset, a casual street conversation, or a quiet morning in a hotel garden can feel profoundly meaningful. Asia may feel different, but different is not worse. It's simply evolving. The new version of luxury reflects the emotional realities of a fast-changing world. It offers stability in uncertain times. Western tourists who adapt to this broader perspective find themselves enjoying the region in a whole new way. The journey becomes less about spectacle and more about connection. The travelers who struggle the most are those chasing an Asia that no longer exists. But the Asia that exists today has its own kind of magic. This magic is calmer, more grounded, and easier to miss if you rush. But once you notice it, it becomes unforgettable. Asia's luxury travel scene still has the power to move travelers deeply. But that power now lies in subtlety rather than grandeur. For visitors in 2026, the key is to look beyond the surface. The emotional reward is there, waiting for those who travel with intention. Luxury is no longer a performance. It is an experience of presence and awareness. Travelers who embrace this mindset find that Asia still feels extraordinary. It simply reveals its beauty in quieter ways. The truth Western tourists finally admit is not that Asia has declined. It's that Asia has matured into a different kind of luxury, one that asks to be felt, not photographed. And for those willing to travel with open eyes and open expectations, 2026 may become their most meaningful journey yet.